Hi guys, it's Ksenia. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm doing a dedicated review on what I'm calling the perfume of summer. This perfume kind of came out of nowhere and it kind of creeped up on me, and I didn't even know this was a thing until I realized it was a thing, and then I ran to Sephora and bought it. This was one of those launches that didn't have that much hype before the actual launch, so it's not like I prepared for it and I was getting excited for it. I literally just saw certain influencers start talking about it out of nowhere, and I'm like, that sounds really good. And the name is what got me. The perfume that I'm going to be talking about today is the brand new Ellis Brooklyn Miami Nectar. Honestly, the name really got me. The colorful, bright turquoise color. Obviously, the name Miami Nectar just sounds so tropical and sexy and sweet. So I knew this was something that was gonna be right up my alley, and I can't wait to get into the notes and what I think about it and everything. But before we officially get into this perfume, I'm so excited to let you guys know the sponsor of today's video. This company holds a special place in my heart because they are one of the very first companies that I ever worked with. I think they're actually the very first company that I ever worked with, which is crazy. Today's video is kindly sponsored by Julianna's Perfume. I know you guys also love this brand because every time I've talked about them in the past, I've gotten really good feedback from you that have tried their fragrances. But it's been a while since my last video with Julianna's Perfume, and ever since I've worked with them, they have added so many new fragrances to their site, perfumes that I've wanted to get my hands on but are super pricey. And the great thing about Julianna's Perfume is they give you those amazing quality fragrances, designers slash super high-end niche fragrances that retail somewhere in the 400s, 300s, just crazy prices, and they give them to you at a fraction of the cost. Also, Julianna's Perfume does offer free shipping on all their fragrances, as well as giving you a 90-day return policy. And they did also kindly give me a code for you guys to use. You can use Ksenia10 and that will give you 10% off of your first order. And if you are going to use this code, make sure that you use it within 30 days of this video being posted, because that is how long this code is valid for. Today I have here 5 perfumes. I got their travel sizes. I thoroughly tested all these out because they actually sent me samples before these, a bunch of samples, and I kind of went through everything and decided what was going to be my top 5, and this was my top 5. So I can wholeheartedly tell you guys that I love these because I have tested the heck out of these and I'm in love with each and every one. And they are all 10 milliliter fragrances, so it's like a decent size product. I've actually been using these a ton and I've like barely made a dent into these, and your girl sprays a lot. Let's get into all 5 of these. I'm gonna give a little description on each one before we officially get into that Miami Nectar. Let's start with the first one. This one is called Lower Manhattan. Lower Manhattan is a dupe of Tribeca by Bond No. 9. That is a perfume that I got my nose on not too long ago and I fell in love with it, but the price point I just could not justify, so I kind of waited on it and then I kind of forgot about it. So when they reached out and I checked out their fragrance profile and I saw that this was a perfume that they had, I had to test it out. And even in the first sample that I tested with this, I fell in love with it and I knew it was an incredible dupe. Having already smelled the original, I was like, yes, this is that fragrance, and I'm so glad to now have it in my collection. And once I run out of this, I'm just gonna pick up the full size, and it's a fraction of the cost of the original Tribeca perfume. This one has top notes of cacao, hazelnut, middle notes of jasmine, sambac, cedar, and base notes of caramel, ambroxan, and moss. This is like a sugary caramelized version of what I would kind of say is a similar scent profile to Baccarat Rouge. This scent is addicting. Literally think Baccarat Rouge mixed with warm caramel gourmandy notes. That sounds delicious, and it's exactly what it sounds like. And I have to mention, these are travel sprays that are actually sprays, not roller balls. We don't like roller balls on this channel. But also, take a look at this spray. It's such a beautiful diffuse. It doesn't like spit at you. 10 out of 10 on packaging, but also on scent. Next up, this is Bohemian Rain. This one is inspired by Gypsy Water by Byredo. And Gypsy Water should have been the perfume that I bought back when I bought Mojave Ghost, which I now have decluttered out of my collection because I didn't really end up enjoying that scent that much. I should have bought this one, but hey, now I have it pretty much in my collection and it smells just as good. This is that aromatic, fresh, crisp, zesty kind of perfume that's super fresh but still has personality. Like, it's not just a boring fresh kind of scent. This has top notes of juniper, lemon, and bergamot and pepper, middle notes of pine needles, incense, orris roots, and base notes of vanilla, sandalwood, and amber. This is so crisp and zesty, a little bit spicy, but in a really great way. I'm not really getting too much of the incense, which for me is a plus because I don't get any smoky vibe in here whatsoever. Those pine needles add this perfect level of green that doesn't feel too earthy. It's still done in a very aromatic, perfumey kind of way. And then of course, the base notes, like the woodiness, it just adds so much depth to this scent, and maybe a little touch of vanilla kind of like rounds it out, but it's definitely not a sweet scent. It's definitely a fresh, aromatic, citrusy kind of scent that is perfect for this time of year. Next one is a fragrance that I've wanted to try for the longest, but again, it's one of those things where it was just super expensive. Never got around to getting it, but I always wanted to try it. So when I saw they had it on their site, I had to try it. This perfume is a dupe for Minuit et Demi by Fragrance Du Bois. I hope I'm saying all that right. But that is Demi Rawlings' perfume that she did in collaboration with Fragrance Du Bois, and I've always wanted to test it out. So I have a version of it right here. This is really great. So great, in fact, that it's making me want to consider maybe getting the original. This is called Time for Romance, and this actually gives me a very similar scent profile to I Don't Need a Prince to Be by My Side to Be a Princess. Is that the name of it? I don't know. That perfume by Kilian. You know what I'm talking about. This is a very spicy, vanilla, really sexy. It's giving date night, dark, sexy, mysterious vibes. This has top notes of cardamom, pimento, bergamot, middle notes of caramel, coffee, and base notes of vetiver, cedarwood, cashmere, and vanilla, musk, bourbon de layer. So yeah, we have a lot of honestly really sexy notes in here. It starts off a little spicy, but it's like a good amount of spice where it's not too much and it's not overpowering it. It's a very smooth perfume, I would say. It does have that caramel coffee, really sexy sort of combo that really is standing out to me in here. And of course, I get the cedar. I do get this cashmere, vanilla, rounded out feel, and it does have that sexy booziness to it. So yeah, a really nice perfume. Definitely something I see myself wearing for a date night type occasion. Next one I have here is called Shades of Silence, and this is a dupe for 100 Silent Ways by Nishane. This one I wanted to get because 100 Silent Ways is another really raved about fragrance in the fragrance community, especially in the niche fragrance community. It's supposed to be kind of a non-polarizing niche perfume that's fruity, it's sweet, it's super sexy, gets tons of compliments, and I believe it was Jackie Aina actually that really raved about this in a TikTok video, and it kind of blew up after that. And after smelling this, I totally get the hype because this is delicious. This has top notes of tuberose, peach, mandarin orange, middle notes of gardenia, jasmine, orris, and base notes of vanilla, vetiver, and sandalwood. I don't know why, but this is giving Nivea cream in the best way. I don't know if that's necessarily a great description for some of you, but for me, that's amazing because I love the smell of like the original Nivea cream. But make that smell perfumey and sexy, it's this. I really enjoy it. It's sexy, it's super feminine and really beautiful. It's cozy, it's fruity, but it's got those vanilla sweet nuances to it. A very soft scent. I feel like this is definitely a blind buy worthy, non-polarizing kind of fragrance, especially when it comes to niche perfumes, which can be extremely polarizing. This is definitely not. It's a really easy scent to get on with. And last but not least, I definitely saved the best for last because this one took me by surprise. Not even gonna lie, I thought this was not gonna be the one that was gonna make it to my top 5, but I really got through that sample, the original sample that I got. I went through it so fast and I loved it so much that I had to do it. And I can't even believe that I like this scent because I have smelled the original of this, and it's not that I didn't like it, but it reminded me too much of a scent that I usually have not really loved. But now I'm starting to think that they're actually a lot more different than I thought after having this, because this is amazing. And this one is inspired by BDK's Gris Chanel, which is another very raved about fragrance in the niche perfume community. And I always thought that it smelled too similar to Santal 33, which for me is a bit more of like a earthy kind of scent that hasn't always done so well on my skin. And even when I smelled the OG Gris Chanel, it was like a very fast first impression. I sprayed like a tiny little bit of it, and as soon as I got a little bit of Santal 33, I kind of wrote it off and I literally washed it away. So now I'm thinking I didn't give that fragrance a chance, or maybe this is just better than the original. This perfume has top notes of cardamom, fig, black tea, middle notes of iris, bourbon vetiver, and base notes of sandalwood and tonka bean. I'm starting to think that I love fig notes. Not even starting to think, but I know I love fig notes. And this one is so good and so intoxicating, and the way that it wears on your skin. I don't know what I was thinking when I first smelled Gris Chanel and compared it to Santal 33, because after smelling this does not smell like Santal 33 at all to me. Like, I'm not getting that really edgy, maybe a little too masculine kind of vibe. This is so beautiful. I'm smelling that fig. It has this juicy sweetness to it, and it has this really nice woodiness about it, and it's so good. Everything is super smooth. It's not too earthy like Santal 33 can come off. So now I'm thinking that I wrote off Gris Chanel way too fast, and I should have just let the marinate on my skin before washing it away, because I love this. Out of all 5, this is definitely my all-time favorite. It has that black tea in here, so it has this sort of calming element about it. This is a perfect day-to-day, literally daily signature scent that you can wear all year round, and that's how I'm going to be wearing it. I actually wore it to date night yesterday. Literally, I did mix it, but I love this perfume. London Fog, try it out. Those are all the perfumes that I tried out from Juliana's Perfumes. And with that being said, let's get on into Miami Nectar by Ellis Brooklyn. So getting into this scent, I was actually influenced to buy this by Kathleen Lights. She posted about this on TikTok, and she said that she had gotten so many compliments on this combo that she had wore, which had this perfume as the main perfume, and she had layered it with the lotion for Bianco Latte. And that got me thinking right away, and I actually saw a comment of exactly what I was thinking, because when I heard her talk about that combo, and she was saying that like her Uber was complimenting it, and so many people kept complimenting her on this combo. When I heard her say that she paired it with Bianco Latte, the lotion, immediately I thought I need to pair that with EOS Vanilla Cashmere. And one of the top comments actually said the exact same thing, that she was going to be pairing it with Vanilla Cashmere to kind of get the same vibe as Bianco Latte, which is that, you know, milky, lactonic, cupcake, super gourmand, delicious smell. And that's what Vanilla Cashmere is. And I did that 2 days ago. I have never smelled something so delicious on my skin. This combo, especially when paired with Vanilla Cashmere, the lotion, put that lotion all over your body, girl, and spray this all over it. You're gonna smell like a vanilla cupcake, delicious tropical goddess. The best of both worlds coming together. I immediately knew though that I was gonna buy this purely because of the name Miami Nectar. I live in Florida. I'm very close to Miami. I go to Miami a ton, and Miami just has Miami vibes. It's only if you're in Miami that you know that vibe. It's a vibe that only Miami can give you. And I wanted this perfume because if this was gonna give me Miami, I was gonna be all over it. And you already know I already love Miami Glow by J.Lo. So another perfume that's called Miami Nectar, I feel like it had my name written all over it. Oh, this is so good. Before I got this, the only thing that kind of got me hesitant is when I looked it up on Fragrantica, there was a lot of Bath & Body Works body sprays listed as being compared to this, and at first I was like, do I really need a perfume that smells like a body spray? And I have so many body sprays, so I'm like, do I really need to get that? But no, after I smelled it, I fell in love. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this perfume gives body spray vibes, but in the best way, and in definitely more of an elevated way, because this has more of a typical perfume story. And how I would explain that is, this is not a linear perfume like a body spray would be. Like, you spray a coconut body spray and that's what it's gonna be, a coconut body spray. You're not gonna get top notes, middle notes, and all these things. With this perfume though, you do go on that journey where it just changes from the moment that you spray it to what it does to your skin, an hour, 2, 3, whatever down the line. It definitely changes and it gets better. It is so good. Like, at first it's this juicy coconut, but the more it dries down, there comes these like sexy perfumey vibes in here that literally give me Miami. Like, the name is spot on. I don't know if it's because I read the Miami name and now I'm thinking of Miami, so like I'm associating this scent with Miami, but I'm telling you, this scent gives Miami. No, I'm not sponsored by this perfume. Clearly, this video is sponsored by Juliana's perfume, and this perfume was not sent to me, nothing like that. I paid for it with my own money. Let's just get into the delicious notes in here. So this one has top notes of coconut water, pineapple, palm leaf, middle notes of frangipani, wild jasmine, lily of the valley, and base notes of vanilla, driftwood, amberwood, and moss. For sure, the key components of this perfume are coconut water, pineapple, and frangipani. It's like this delicious tropical trio that's giving very much Miami. Even that palm leaf though is so good in here. It just adds this tropical green vibe to it. The base is really where this shines, because yes, if it was just for the top and the middle notes, this would give very much just pure body spray. And I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of body sprays that smell in this sort of category, especially when this first opens up. But let this dry down on your skin, and then it gets so like woody. That driftwood kind of comes in and it makes it sexy. The vanilla gives everything kind of this rounded out, almost gourmand feel. It doesn't necessarily smell like cake, but it's giving like tropical gourmand. And so I definitely see why this works so well with the lotion like vanilla cashmere that literally smells like cupcakes, because this is literally a tropical cupcake. It's truly Miami Nectar. It's a sweet, nectary, delicious kind of scent. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you though and tell you that you need this perfume, especially if you have a lot of coconut body sprays from Bath & Body Works. I'm gonna be doing a video here soon actually of body spray dupes for high-end perfumes, and this will be in it because I know for a fact I can easily dupe this in my collection. But will I be returning this? No. Am I gonna be using this all throughout summer? Yes, because this is absolutely amazing, and it's definitely more of an elevated version of a typical coconutty summer body spray, which I love to begin with. Like, I'm not a fragrance snob, and if I have a good body spray, then I have a good body spray. It doesn't really matter the price point, and this one definitely gives me that, but in a more expensive way. Like, you can definitely smell that this is more expensive. It doesn't smell like it was just $5 body spray. And I think in layering with a lot of my body sprays, it's just gonna strengthen this, because another thing I will say about it that is not a pro is that the longevity is not that great, which is something that I've unfortunately found to be the case with a lot of Ellis Brooklyn scents. Now, the good thing about these scents is it is a cleaner fragrance brand, so there's that, but it doesn't really last that well on my skin, which I'm okay with, because when I did layer it on top of that vanilla cashmere lotion, it actually lasted me a good amount of time. It's just, I would say, average to slightly below average wear. It's about 5-hour wear. You can definitely extend it though if you layer it right, but I would say the baseline, if you wear it alone, it's at about 5 hours. Those are all my thoughts on this one. I'm really loving this. If you're a tropical girl and you want something that doesn't smell like straight up sunscreen, suntan lotion, that kind of vibe, which I feel like a lot of typical tropical perfumes definitely lean that way, this does not. This gives you something more to work with than just your basic suntan lotion-y kind of smelling perfumes. So I'm definitely calling it the fragrance of summer, and I'm gonna be doing also a summer perfume recommendations where that's definitely going to be featured in it. So that's it on that perfume. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you to Juliana's Perfumes for sponsoring today's video. If you liked any of the perfumes that I talked about today from Juliana's Perfumes, or you want to pick up anything yourself on their site, and don't forget to use my code XENIA10 for 10% off of your first order. Just make sure you use it within 30 days of the publishing date of this video. Please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and turn your post notifications on, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!